the Spurs did what they were supposed to do. If you remember one of the timeouts, Popovich said, you guys are playing like you're not playing. They picked it up. Spurs been doing this all season. That's why they're undefeated at home.
Yeah, he said you guys are playing like they're the big brother in this game. But San Antonio comes back in the second half and wins it 99-95. So that winning streak at home is intact. Golden State's going to try to do the same thing right now against the Los Angeles Lakers. Time to get you out to Oracle. Kevin Harlan is out there. Reggie Miller. Allie LaForce.
He's a human video game.
Curry pulls it up. Oh, what a move. Oh, my goodness. Where did he come from?
Welcome, everyone, to the rainy Bay Area, home of the defending champion Warriors, led by the league MVP Steph Curry. But the team MVP might be Draymond Green, who's in the lineup tonight after missing last night. And Kobe's farewell tour continues on in his final appearance in Oracle Arena. The NBA on TNT tonight is presented by State Farm. The Golden State Warriors have the league's best record, although coming off just their third loss last night in Denver. Tonight, back home in the Bay Area where they've won 36 consecutive games. Unbelievable. Hi, everyone, with Hall of Famer Reggie Miller and Allie LaForce on our sideline, Kevin Harlan. This is an incredible path that this Golden State franchise is on right now.
Well, let's think about it. You have the best shooting backcourt of all time, arguably the best passing power forward. Yes, Kevin, this Warriors team is on a collision course for 72. Now, they may want to downplay this in the media, but not only do they want to win back-to-back championships, they want to challenge that Bulls 72 mark.
There was some question tonight as to whether Kobe Bryant would play. He has been battling a shoulder injury. He has been battling a Achilles issue, but he will be starting tonight. As you take it, the Lakers starting five. No changes aside from Bryant getting the nod. Brandon Rush continues to start in place of Harrison Barnes, who is healthy and playing. In fact, coming off a good 18-point performance last night in Denver, but still coming off the bench after he missed 16 games, battling a bad left ankle. And Kobe Bryant just got a tremendous tribute here in Oracle from Jerry West, the guy that made the choice to draft him back in 1996 when he was still with the LA Lakers.
It's been a pretty cool ride if you're Kobe Bryant. Thinking about that in Charlotte, you had Michael Jordan sit down and gave those words about MJ, and here in the Oracle Arena, you got the logo Jerry West, the man that drafted Kobe Bryant.
Knocked away by Nance and picked up by Curry. Tap up, tried, good. Bogut finds it inside. Bogut against Denver last night had 15 points and 7 rebounds and was right on the spot with the Nance screen. Green is on Kobe. Williams is leaving. He has been scoring well. Hibbert on the doorstep puts it down and ties it. So the Golden State Warriors at 36-3. They had won 7 consecutive games until the loss last night in Denver. Curry. Rush will put up a 3 with a rebound by Hibbert.
When I watch Curry play, it's a lot like that number 23 in Chicago. All eyes are always focused on him when he's probing the defense, which allows these Warriors to get wide open looks. Just Rush wasn't able to knock down that 3.
Nice cut inside, but the pass a little bit slow, and a turnover there. Here comes Bryant. And Hibbert left 3 to fire with a rebound by Bogut. Rush has had a myriad of injuries over his career, but playing some of the best basketball of his career in a lot of games, too. Here is a clean 3 with a rebound by Hibbert. The Lakers come in 9-31. Road record of 4-19. It is the second worst record in the league. Clarkson. And he retrieves his own miss and a new shot clock for LA, who we saw a week ago in Sacramento and play the Kings to a terrific game. And Kobe in that game looked like he was 27 and not 37. He drops it out for Hibbert. It's picked up by Clarkson. Bryant
can see Kobe is very limited because of that sore Achilles.
Klay Thompson.
And that's the last thing, if you're the Lakers and Byron Scott, you want to do is turn the basketball over against the most potent team in basketball.
For Kobe, it's his right Achilles. Hey, he knocks one down with Rush defending on the wing. Bryant with his first two. It's the right Achilles. It was the left Achilles he had surgery on a couple years ago. The miss by Thompson, the pickup by Nance, and Kobe the other way.
You look at his face. He's grimacing out here trying to play, but he feels that obligation to this fan base to come out here and give it a good effort.
Curry a three. And there's Jordan Clarkson, who's coming off a game Tuesday against New Orleans where he had 18 points with a drive right inside. He puts it through. And 3 minutes gone, and the Lakers have a 1-point lead. Here comes Steph Curry. He is the #1 scorer in the NBA. Number 12 in assists. I mean, he's filling every category for this team.
Steals, over 2 steals a game
Yes.
as well.
Thompson. Klay Thompson. He puts that down, and he had a recent 5-game stretch where he was averaging 33 points a game.
Think about that. And I know people at home that listen to our open. This is the best shooting backcourt that the association has ever seen. We've never seen 2 guys that were able to get it done like Thompson and Curry.
Statistically and subjectively. I mean, coming from you, that is high praise.
Look, and I've seen a lot of great shooters and a lot of backcourts, but not like this.
Thompson.
Block shot there by Williams. Look like Williams got a block shot on that. There's no way Thompson's going to miss it that bad.
Williams now a starter with this team after coming off the bench last year where he was the 6th man award winner. Signed as a free agent with the Lakers this past summer. Lakers have hit 3 of the first 7. Good screen, good fake by Williams. Closed by Bogut. The rebound by Curry. Bogut at the other end. Second turnover for Golden State.
If there's one thing, if you're Luke Walton and this Warriors team, it's been the turnover issue. If they can cut their turnovers down, as Kobe Bryant with the crossover, step back 3 over Rush. Like that Achilles is starting to loosen up a little bit. What an answer.
Beautiful shot. That's Steph Curry from outside. He has made more threes than any other player. And his percentage is 6th best in the league.
Think about that.
Yeah, amazing.
Not only does he take a lot, but obviously he makes a lot, but he shoots a high percentage.
Kobe thought maybe Rush came across his wrist that time and drew the penalty. No call. Bogut the other way. 36 wins for this team, halfway to 72. As Rich talked about, what a fake by Thompson. He got Williams to go, and here comes Kobe retrieving the loose ball. Bryant played 16 minutes against New Orleans at 7. Didn't play the second half. Here's the drive, and Bogut knocks it away. And then throws it away with Nance getting it. The good-looking rookie out of Wyoming. Screen by Nance. There's a young nucleus here for the Lakers. If you haven't seen a lot of them, that they're high on. It's just a work in progress with all these young bodies learning the NBA game. Williams a 3.
I think that's why you brought in Williams, as you saw the long touchdown pass from Curry to Draymond Green, who couldn't find that lay-in to go.
Kobe shifting gears, works on Klay Thompson and off ball.
Wow.
What a shot by Bryant. Drinking in every shot with the left hand, finds the deuce. How about that? There are moments when he may not be as good as he once was, but at times he can look as good as he once was. Little acrobatic here with the left hand for 2 and a tie at 10.
Welcome back to Oakland, California, where Kobe Bryant plays the Golden State Warriors at Oracle Arena for the very last time. He already has 6 points. He's playing lights out so far in this game. And as I spoke with him before the game, as he was laying on the trainer's table, the place that he has spent so much time in the last few years, it was apparent to me that he would be in more pain sitting out and having to watch this than actually playing through the pain that he has had to endure as his injuries have added up over the last few years. He has so many great memories at this arena, definitely the 51-point game back in 2000, but he also remembered the game where he tipped them his free throw in that sent them into overtime and ended with the Lakers' victory. But he's certainly paying through a lot of pain. His approach to it, though, guys, was, hey, I played through pain for a long time. What's one more game?
That's exactly right. Good stuff. Allie, thank you so much. Curry hitting the shot. He's now got 6. Kobe is in the corner. Here is Nance on top. No Brandon Bass tonight. He has got an injury, tweaked an ankle the other night. Inactive. Nance, who has been a marvel, especially with his mid-range shot. Hibbert going up, held on the play. That's the first foul of the game by either team. As they're going to bring in D'Angelo Russell. The Lakers will. The foul goes on Curry, and Reggie picks up the first of the game on him. You and I were talking during the break about Bryant, who really is so fun to watch, and we're just, like I said, absorbing all these last moments. And you said something that struck with me, because it seems like all the real skilled position players have this, whether you're a quarterback in the NFL or a guy like Bryant, and that is the footwork, and that's the first thing you notice about Kobe Bryant.
And he may not run as fast, obviously jump as high. He's a little gimpy tonight because of the Achilles, but I've always said this: other than Michael Jordan, between footwork and being fundamentally sound, Kobe Bryant is second to none. And that's why he can play at this advanced age, because of his footwork, and he's so fundamentally sound.
Over Williams, the shot by Thompson, no good. Here comes Kobe Bryant. He's averaging over 30 minutes a game. Kevin Garnett, by comparison, 20 years into the league, is at about 20 minutes a game. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was at about 23 minutes a game. Kobe is at 30, over 30 a game right now. D'Angelo Russell. We saw him with a career-high 27 a week ago tonight in Sacramento, and he throws that one away. It's the third Laker turnover.
Yeah, we saw him with that career high, but we also saw a few of those down the stretch that cost the Lakers that game. Those careless turnovers. And, you know, at 19 years old, this game is so fast that at times it takes a while to get adjusted to, as Curry with another 3. If you're D'Angelo Russell, you can't go over. Was he looking at you and I on that?
He was looking at you.
Why are you talking? He was looking at us. We're a team here.
He was looking at the sharpshooter. But, Reg, the thing about him is that quick release. I mean, you got to cut. Here's Kobe Bryant at the other end. Rebound by Draymond Green. It's the release of Curry that is almost as stunning as his accuracy. Green.
You know, people are always, asking me, as Thompson misses a 3, to rate Curry in terms of shooting. And I've been on the record saying, look, the best shooter I've ever seen as Russell knocks down a 3. And I played against this guy, was Drazen Petrovic, in terms of quick release and shooting the 3. But I start to tell people, I'm starting to question that looking at this guy. I mean, his release and where he shoots it, the volumes of shots, he can shoot it from deep. And if you play up on him, he can get around you.
Russell with a nice feed to Kobe Bryant, who gets the miss. And tried to go in, lost the ball off of the Los Angeles Lakers and Bryant. So Curry has scored the last 9 for Golden State. And Kobe Bryant has gone 3 of 9 as Hibbert will sit. And they've got Tariq Black in the game. Julius Randle checked in seconds ago. D'Angelo Russell. Young players. This is the future of the team. And they've got young Anthony Brown set to check in moments from now, too. This is the 5th game in 7 nights for Golden State. They admit they're very, very tired. Played last night, traveled, got into the Bay Area late. Harrison Barnes is in, grinding his way on D'Angelo Russell with a rebound by Green, who puts it up and in. Draymond Green is the 12th leading rebounder coming into tonight in the league.
You know, and I've had this discussion with a few people talking about in terms of where do you rate Draymond Green in terms of, the best power forwards in the game today. And you've got to start putting him in that conversation. Obviously, you've got Blake, Anthony Davis. Tim Duncan is grandfathered in there until he retires. LaMarcus Aldridge. But Draymond Green has to be in that discussion as Randall gets the putback, just for the simple fact of his versatility. And people come back and say, well, he's a system guy. If you put him on any other team, he wouldn't put up those numbers. You are absolutely wrong. This guy is a born winner, and he understands the game in whatever system he plays in.
Klay Thompson short right there again. He started 2 of 8, but another offensive rebound. Here is Curry. Russell's on him. Nice feed. Thompson with the cut. What a pass coming from Steph Curry. One of the top assist men in the NBA, number 12, coming into tonight, along with his top ranking as a scorer. Lou Williams at the other end for the Lakers finds 2.
Lakers, you got to get back in transitions here. And I loved about that pass by Curry. He kept his head up the whole time while he was dribbling through 2 Lakers.
Thompson fouled by Lou Williams inside. 3-point Golden State lead. Timeout late first on TNT.
We are in Las Vegas.
It's CES 2016. I don't know if I put that on my head.
People that excel at this have the ability to process information quickly. It's incredible.
Watch enhanced coverage of tonight's game only on TNT Overtime. Check out NBA.com/TNT Overtime. Well, tonight, the start here, both teams at 38%. Kobe on the bench with a 3 of 10 start. Interesting, the Laker training staff, Reggie, would like to shut him down for a week or two, get him some rest. But Kobe says, I got to continue on.
How about Gary Vitti? Yeah, we're gonna shut him down for 2 weeks. Well, we know whose hand runs the Lakers, and that's Kobe Bryant. And this is why so many guys, especially former players, respect Kobe Bryant. Because not only was he fearless as a player, but he played hurt. There's a lot of guys that would, you know what, I'm going to camp it in and call it a night and take 2 weeks off and collect the paycheck. That's never been Kobe Bryant.
Williams fouled by Barnes as he shot it on the fly. Williams out there with Randall and Russell. They got Brown back out there. There's Black on the floor. Young team, small team out there now for Los Angeles. Sean Livingston's going to check in moments from now. The foul goes on Barnes. He picks up his first, and here is Lou Williams at the free throw line.
Tell you, how about the last 2 weeks for Lou Williams? I think he has really found himself offensively in this Laker offense.
Had a recent 5-game stretch, Reg, where he averaged 25 points and shot 47% from the field.
And I believe he's the last player, I can't remember who was before him, to score a 40-point game with Kobe Bryant still in the lineup. I mean, think about the last person to ever do that. Maybe Shaq?
Maybe.
Probably Shaq.
You have to think about that. Here comes Barnes wheeling inside. Black is right there. It's picked up by Randall. The outlet to Russell. Wings ahead. Numbers there. Here
nice.
comes Randall. Pickpocketed by Iguodala. Just checked in. Livingston the other way. Galloping and driving and scoring for Golden State.
This Warriors team, especially this lineup, they call this their uh-oh lineup. When they go small and they can switch everything, you got to really take care of the basketball against the Warriors.
Another offensive rebound. Here's a 3-point try by Russell. Picked up by Barnes. And down court for Iguodala. You know what he did in the finals a year ago. A 3 right here. And a rebound by Tariq Black. The other night, Golden State's starters had a negative plus-minus, and their bench had a positive plus-minus. You don't see that very much. Black inside, finds the 2. Livingston was there.
Nice, strong move by Black, who's going to get extended minutes with the Bass injury. See Russell. Now, we know he can do this. He's a very gifted passer, but how about the jump step by Black to gather himself, recognizing that there was 2 Warriors on his backside.
Undrafted out of Kansas, went to Houston. They let him go. Lakers brought him back up and in, and he's seen some time in the D-League. We played the other day with Ryan Kelly calling him up. Lakers do have a foul to give. 50 seconds to play in the first quarter. There's some movement And a foul on top. Looked like Russell may have picked it up. Black was there as well, and he got in the way. Russell picks up his first. Offensively, Golden State is the #1 scoring team in the NBA, #1 3-point shooting team, no surprise, in the league, and #2 shooting overall.
And #1 in threes, made almost 13 a game as well.
Ezeli trying to get it inside with a pocket pass, and Steph was doubled. Now he's got the mismatch on Black, and the shot clock at 1.8 knocked away, and it'll be the Lakers' ball. Curry has already knocked down 3 triples in the first quarter. Lakers, on the other hand, poor defense, poor offense, among the last couple ranked in both those categories.
But if you're Byron Scott at the end of this first quarter to only be down 3, especially with those slow starts that you've had.
Hit the rim, ricochets, and it's retrieved by Black, and they'll take the 1 shot. Russell,
They recognize that now.
Big Ten Freshman of the Year, first team All Big Ten at Ohio State. Russell gets it down to Randall, who is the Southeastern Conference Freshman of the Year. And here is a long shot by Curry, which will not go, and Golden State leads by 1 at the end of 1. So Bryant puts in 6, Curry scores 9 along with Klay Thompson, and the defending champions on top of the Lakers by 1. This is the NBA on TNT. Welcome back to the Bay Area. Time now for the Ford Coach's Corner. Moments ago, Allie LaForest caught up with Lakers head coach Byron Scott.
Coach, what impressed you most about the way your team competed in that first quarter?
You know what, we dodged some bullets. You know, they had some wide open shots that they just didn't knock down. We got to be a little bit tighter on the defensive end. But I like the fact that we're competing. That's the biggest thing.
Kobe impressed early with 6 points. How do you manage his injury and the pain he's playing through with developing this team?
You know what? I asked him before the game, and after the first time out, I asked him how he felt. He said he felt pretty good. So I'm going to just kind of go with the flow and see if he can continue to feel good the remaining of this game.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Good question by Allie. Here is Livingston inside, missing the first shot, but the offensive board, Barbosa is out there for the first time. He had missed some time with a sprained shoulder. Sean Livingston. This is Ezeli. Tariq Black is down there defending. With the shot clock at 10. Ezeli. Rebound by Black. And off to Russell. Out there with Brown. Randall on one wing and Clarkson out there on the other. And here comes Russell. He's surrounded by a couple defenders. Randall, who they're continuing to develop as he found nothing inside. Shot clock is down to 5. Defended by Barnes. Rebound by Tariq Black. Got it.
Impressive minutes here by Black here. Going against the taller Festus Ezeli. Went right through the chest of Ezeli to get that putback.
Golden State becoming the 5th team in NBA history to win 36 consecutive games at home is where they stand right now. And as Reggie began the broadcast, 36 wins this season. They're aiming for 72, and they're halfway there. The miss by Iguodala.
They're on the collision course now. The question is, they have a tough stretch coming up as Russell can't get the 18-footer to go. Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago. All 3 on the road.
Barbosa trying to find Ezeli. Kicks back outside to Barnes. Ezeli again. With Black right there defending, and a foul. What is interesting with San Antonio's win tonight, even with this incredible start, Golden State only 2 games on top of San Antonio in the West. The NBA on TNT tonight brought to you by Ford. We go further so you can. By Tasso, the official timekeeper of the NBA. By the new DQKC Barbecue Bacon Cheeseburger. $5 lunch. And by 13 hours, the Secret Soldiers of Benghazi now playing rated R. Black had just picked up his first foul. Here comes Russell. There's some that said that he was college basketball's best player. And Dockage had said it. Watching a lot of those Big Ten games. Here is Black. Clark Kellogg felt that way. Of course, Clark went to Ohio State, so of course he was.
Also, what are you trying to say? He was a little bit biased, huh?
Well, Bill Raftery even said he was as good as any player in the game. A miss right there by Iguodala.
Certainly his vision really separated from a lot of the other players in that draft. There's a putback by Black, who's come in here with 6 points for Tarik Black.
Coming off that win Tuesday, the Lakers are 95-91 over New Orleans. That ended a 4-game losing streak, and they had just had 8 turnovers. Barbosa knifes his way inside. As Healy is right there. Nothing from the field has gone in for Golden State in over 4 minutes. Livingston. Barbosa. A 3. Got it.
This team is so lethal. You cannot give them 2 and 3 opportunities of looks at the basket. Even this second unit with Barbosa and Livingston and Iguodala, they all can knock down that long-range shot.
It's Clarkson.
Nice. Good patience off that high screen and roll, recognizing the switch with Ezeli trying to check Clarkson.
Clarkson was a first-team all-rookie selection a season ago.
This is one thing that Russell is going to have to get better at defensively.
Sean Livingston with a shot with the rebound pulled down by Russell.
This is his bread and butter. When he's being able to handle the basketball, especially in that high screen and roll.
It's a 3 by Russell. He makes his second triple tonight. And the Los Angeles Lakers are shooting 40%. They've knocked down a couple threes, and again, both authored by D'Angelo Russell. 30% shooting for Golden State so far. The Warriors 1 of 9, now 2 of 10 in this second quarter.
And that's what I'm talking about defensively for Russell. He got caught ball watching on that weak side. Nice move there on the back cut.
Did you see the no-look pass by Randall right there? That was one that their coach, Byron Scott, will be happy to look back up on tape and point that out to the second-year player.
And this is your power forward.
Yeah,
and there's been so much talk, you know, between the dialogue between Russell and Byron Scott.
They want Randall to be like Green. He says, follow his lead. Lakers by 3 on TNT. The upcoming NBA national TV schedule, ESPN tomorrow night. Minnesota's down in Oklahoma City taking on the Thunder. Then Cleveland at Houston. Special edition Monday, MLK Day. ESPN broadcast in Memphis. They'll host New Orleans. And then NBA Saturday night primetime on ABC. Next Saturday, January 23rd, Chicago at Cleveland, 8:30 Eastern. For more on these games, go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. And we went to the last commercial break talking about the Lakers wanting Randall to follow what Draymond Green has done at basically the same position with his career and his great flexibility, his ubiquitous play.
Well, in fairness now, remember, Draymond went 4 years at Michigan State, whereas Randall only 1 season at Kentucky. And that's asking a lot of Randall, because though he can handle the basketball and go coast to coast, he's not the shooter that Draymond is. And we saw that nice dime assist. He's not quite the passer yet of a Draymond Green, but he's developing and he's getting there, Allie.
Not about that. And Julius Randle before the game told me that playing at Kentucky was the hardest thing he's ever done in his entire life, and that the speed of the game is different for the NBA, but that no one could have prepared him better. He also said that he's gotten some slack in the locker room this year because, of course, D'Angelo Russell playing at Ohio State, and Ohio State beating Kentucky this year, and then also Brandon Bass and his team also beating the Kentucky Wildcats this year.
Talks like someone who covers the tournament, which you do a great job doing, as Randall picked up his second foul moments ago. Clarkson, he now has 6. Lakers still at over 40%. Barbosa, who puts it in Leandro. First time playing since Christmas. Last night, he had missed 8 games with a sprained left shoulder. Returned to the roster Monday, and here he is, still very, very fast, even with a very long resume in the NBA. Russell the 3. He's knocked down 2, and it's out of bounds, and it's off of Randall, or rather Black, who's down there for Los Angeles, as Hibbert will take the floor again. And here comes Draymond Green back on with Kobe Bryant. Riley was talking about this before with Byron Scott, trying to find, Reds, the right balance of celebrating Kobe's last season, yet with the focus of developing all these young players.
It's quite a challenge because you want to send Kobe off with, obviously, that nice ovation that he deserves in every arena and celebrate his career. But yet, you've got to build for the future with these young players in Russell and Randall and Clarkson and Nance Jr. So as a head coach, going home nightly when you're going over game plans, minutes for Kobe, how can I get my young guys involved and have them understand what it's like and what it takes to be successful in this league? And as a head coach, it's kind of tough.
Kobe moments ago picked up the first personal foul. Nance is going to pick one right there. That's the first on him. And tonight, it's Kobe in his final appearance at Oracle. Sean Livingston at the line. Interestingly enough, the Warriors drafted Kobe's dad, Joe, number 14, back in 1975. But he never played here. He was traded before the season began to the Philadelphia 76ers. But, I'm sure as Kobe, who really embraces history and knows all about who his dad played with, and against, and everything else, appreciates the fact that this is a franchise that drafted him in the first round back in 75.
And not only that, this is a franchise, and we all remember this as scorers and shooters in this game. This is where Kobe Bryant had his first 50-point game in this building. So he obviously knows that.
Russell finds Nance, and Nance freed himself. We talked about the four-year player at Wyoming. Larry Chiat was the one to teach him about NBA defense and get him ready for what has been a very, very successful start to his rookie season.
And I said this last week when we had the Lakers. I think when it's all said and done and we look at their careers over the next 8 or 9 years, Nance Jr. might be the more advanced out of all these young players for the Lakers. I just love his motor and his energy.
Draymond Green played 4 years for Izzo at Michigan State. As we had some tumbling players at the other end, halfway through the second. Warriors by 1, foul on Green. Let's step aside. Well, make your vote count in NBA All-Star Voting 2016, presented by Verizon. Vote on NBA.com or via the NBA app for a chance to win a trip to NBA All-Star in Toronto. Vote now and vote daily. Kobe continues to be the top vote getter in the Western Conference.
Yeah, but how about the Warriors backcourt with Klay Thompson and Steph Curry? You can marvel, as we all do, with the three-point shooting of both of these guys. But, especially, when you talk about Curry off screens, but the passing and the cutting ability of Thompson, we just have not seen this, Kevin, from a backcourt in the association.
Mesmerizing.
It is.
They're just as good as, like you said, the league has ever seen, playing off each other so well. Here is Russell, who got the screen from Hibbert and puts in the mid-range shot. D'Angelo has come off the bench to lead all scorers with 10, 4 of 7 start. He's put in 7 in the second quarter for Los Angeles, approaching 5 to go. Dropped by Green. The thing is about the Warriors, a lot of the Warriors came back even better, improved. We're talking about a defending champion. And again, we've probably not talked enough about Steve Kerr, who is not here. Here's a shot by Hibbert as they fight inside, and interference, holding on to the rim. Steve Kerr getting better by the day after the 2 off-season back surgeries and leakage of spinal fluid. He is around, but there's a couple teammates looking at each other with a little conversation there. 9 years Luke Walton played with the Lakers and Kobe Bryant. And they were, Bryant has always said, Luke is one of my better teammates I had and a guy I appreciated all the time.
And what's interesting is, Luke's been on record saying this, that Kobe Bryant was absolutely the hardest worker he had ever seen, but followed by Steph is right on his heels. And think about that. You got a guy that's played the game for 20 years and 5 NBA championships, and here's the new face of the league in Curry, who works just as hard.
We'll get back out there as well. Here is Hibbert with the shot clock down to 6. Barbosa defending Kobe. The dance in the fire. Rebound by Klay Thompson. And they come the other way, and Curry unleashes a 3. Steph Curry's got 12. Last night he had 38 in Denver and 20 in the fourth quarter. As he was trying to bring his team back, they eventually lost by 2. Kobe trying to get around, which was a Barbosa play and a loose ball foul, and it's called on Kobe Bryant, who picks up his second. Watch Curry shot moments ago, kind of what you were talking about.
Well, how do you not run to the most lethal man in the gym in Curry? I mean, in transition, if you turn the basketball over or you shoot quickly, this Warriors team is so good with those fast break points.
Reggie, he's averaging 6 more points a game this year than last year when he was the MVP.
Well, to follow up on your when you're talking about the Warriors coming back a year later being better, you know, all the talk about, well, they won a championship, but Cleveland didn't have all their players, and it was kind of
a lot of teams were yelping that.
Yeah,
though.
you know, you had Doc Rivers talking about, you know, yeah, they're the champs, but there is no but. First of all, the Warriors played who was in front of them. It is not their fault that other teams got hurt and they stayed healthy. So, I mean, this was chalkboard material for a lot of these guys. And you look at the numbers for Draymond Green, Curry, and Klay Thompson, everyone has gotten better.
How about when the MVP comes in and gets better? There's another nice mid-range shot, and that's 8 points for Clarkson. And out of bounds it goes off of the Los Angeles Lakers, coming in with the second worst record in the NBA at 9-31. You know, Golden State 18-0 at home, 36 consecutive wins at home. The defending champion, 3 wins ahead of last year's pace. And they come in 36-3 and coming off a loss last night in Denver. It is Green for 3. Rebound by Curry. Throws it away, picked up by Nance. Clarkson outside, good ball rotation. Lou Williams the 3. Hibbert right on the doorstep. How in the world can you miss it? That big, that strong, in that position. Barnes. Hibbert picks up a foul at the other end.
You got to come down, secure that rebound, and if you're Hibbert, go up and break the rim.
Hibbert picks up number 1. Harrison Barnes will be at the free throw line off an 18-point game last night in Denver. Double figures for 3 consecutive games. Hey, NBA fans, download the Bleacher Report app. It has the fastest news alerts, best highlights and features, the funniest tweets and Instagrams delivered you instantly on your phone. Just download Bleacher Report from the App Store or Google Play today. Warriors have been perfect at the line. Now 11-12.
So you can almost make a case when you were talking about Steph Curry, the MVP. Could you make a case for him being most, you won't, but most improved?
Well, no one's,
that's not going to happen, but you can make a case for Draymond Green from being most improved as well.
Thompson, 3. Boy, he is struggling with his shot. 3 of 11 now for Clay. No defending, reigning MVP has improved their scoring from one year to the next, from winning the MVP to the very next year by that much. +6 has never been done before. At least we're halfway through the season or thereabouts. And a drive by Clarkson inside, picked up by Bogut. Bogut's got 7 boards. Look at Green go right into the teeth of the defense, and it was knocked away. Another turnover. With the Lakers coming the other way. 7 turnovers by Golden State. The NBA on TNT tonight, presented by State Farm.
Bank.
Well, the Golden State Warriors right now shooting 33% for the game. They've shot below 40%, Reg, just one time this season. That was against Boston. Tonight, 33% shooting for the defending champs. Curry had picked up his second foul moments ago. Lakers have it. Closing in, there's a foul by Klay Thompson on the drive by Lou Williams, and Lou will be at the line. We've talked a lot about the 36-3 record of Golden State. They are halfway to the 72-win record, a total of 72 wins by the Chicago Bulls in that 95-96 season.
And the question is, number one, they're going to have to stay healthy going for this. And recognizing that Draymond Green missed last night, Curry has missed some games early on, and you have these nagging injuries going forward, and they have this tough schedule coming up with Detroit, Cleveland, and Chicago. You know, initially when everyone was like, oh, they're going to get it, and I'm like, no way. But starting to look, because their second unit plays so well and is so comfortable with this system where they can rest guys, because there's been a lot of fourth quarters where Curry, Thompson, and Green have not played.
Barnes chiseling his way in on Clarkson. Had the size advantage and exploits it inside. Harrison Barnes. 11 minutes, 5 shots, 5 points. Lakers have held their last 2 opponents to fewer than 100 points. The problem is they're playing the top scoring team in the NBA, and we got a whole half to go.
And Kev, you know, during that run when the Bulls won that championship in 70 games, the putback there by Clarkson, the thing that came out of their locker room after every game is, yeah, the record is nice, but it doesn't mean anything if we don't win a championship. And you hear the same thing as Curry knocks down his 5th three of the evening. You hear this coming out of the Warriors and from Luke Walton and Steve Kerr. Yeah, it's great and all if we win all these games and we get to 70, but we've got to win a championship to back it up, and that's what the Bulls did.
The American Express halftime report. Ernie, Charles, Kenny, and Shaq in the TNT studios. Scores, news, highlights from around the NBA. And if you missed it in Game 1 tonight, in a good one, the Cleveland Cavaliers losing to the San Antonio Spurs. Here is Williams putting it up. Klay Thompson just picked up his 2nd personal foul. Kobe finishing the first half on the floor. And Kobe 3 of 11, 6. 10 from Clarkson, 10 from Russell. 15 points from Curry, leading all scorers in our first half here in the Bay Area.
And how about the Spurs? You talk about that. They remain undefeated at home, as well as, you know, everyone is talking about, and rightfully so, the Spurs are the Warriors in this run, but they're only 2.5 games behind. Only two now. Yeah. Depending on this game, you're only 2 games behind Golden State. And they have not played one another yet. So if you're OKC Thunder and you're the Spurs, you're sitting back saying, well, we kind of want our turn at Golden State.
Nance just picked up his 2nd. I saw where Charles tonight said that the best player in the NBA is Kawhi Leonard.
That's a very bold statement. I mean, Kawhi, in my opinion, the best 2-way player. But if I'm starting a franchise with all the remaining players in the league, I love me some Kawhi Leonard, but if you got LeBron James out there and Steph Curry, I might have to select one of those 2 guys ahead of Kawhi.
There are no fouls to give either way. Here's Kobe Bryant. Iguodala is on him. Randall had it pickpocketed that time by Draymond Green. He'll come the other way. Find Curry, the 3. In transition, they couldn't get it. Vacuumed in by Green. Curry 3. And retrieved by Lou Williams. They can take the final shot of the half. Warriors have led by as many as 6. Lakers have led by as many as 3. And you see the shooting percentages tonight. Only one game where Golden State has shot below 40% this season. Clarkson, the drive, the scoop. And picked up by Green. And that takes us to halftime. 15 by Curry leads all scorers. 10 Clarkson and 10 for Russell. We'll take a break and then take you to our studios, the American Express halftime. From the Bay Area, you're watching the NBA on TNT.
Fellas, you know what I like to say about Steph Curry, don't you? He makes it look
effortless. LeBron James is producing a new TV series? Okay.
52 to 49
just
after 24 minutes. Yeah, you're watching the Twitter feed out there on the big wall.
I didn't know that.
3-point game. American Express halftime report. Ernie Johnson. Got Kenny, got Charles, got Shaq. So Curry's got 15. Only Warrior in double figures as they try to run their home winning streak to 37 games. The record, by the way, is 44 by the Chicago Bulls, and they're 18-0 this year at Oracle. But you talk about the tenor of 2 games being really totally different. First game of our doubleheader when you got San Antonio and Cleveland, a couple of elite teams, and everybody's waiting to see these guys play. And now you've got the team at the top of the West, the team at the bottom of the West in this one.
You know, when you're on top, you know, it's really hard for you to get up for the teams that are not on top. But, you know, Phil Jackson and Pat Riley used to say this to me all the time. Don't play down to the level of your competition. We know if this is a great team. Golden State will be back on defense. Everybody be in the right spot. They will definitely box out. Draymond Green will not be getting punked down low. Right now, they're just playing to the level of their competition. They will win the game. But, you know, who knows? You know, you don't want to let, you know, things like this slip away. But it happens to all of us. You know, I've played down to the level of my competition when I played against Chuck and the Phoenix Suns. So, you know, it happens to the best of us. But don't play down to the level of your competition.
Well, I think they're as good a team as Golden State have. It's easy. The way they play, it's not a threatening. You know, you look at the defensive intensity in that first game and this game. They play. They play a finesse game. They're a terrific team. You can't take anything away from them, but it's a lot easier style to play against. So when you play against bad teams like the Lakers, you know, they don't feel that stress like if they were playing against a team that's going to lock them down every possession like the Spurs do.
The Lakers, Gary Vitti and Byron Scott talked about the possibility of maybe shutting Kobe down for a week because of the sore Achilles. But Byron Scott saying, you know, it's pretty much an impossible thing because Kobe feels certain responsibilities in this farewell tour of being out there and trying, and he's trying tonight. 6 points on 3 of 11 shooting.
True. You know, Kobe is obviously the most intense competitor that wears it on his sleeve. You know, there's a lot of guys who are intense competitors, but he's the one who wore it on his sleeve probably the best in our era basketball. You see I'm not doing highlights, though.
Yeah, why no pictures?
You know my rule.
Yeah, a blowout, and this is a three-point game.
It's going to be a blowout. So,
so now no pictures because you anticipate a blowout.
But no, you know what? It's funny you said that about, you know, the Golden State Warriors, though, Chuck, because bad teams don't get blown out by 20 from the start. So if you lose every quarter by 4, you lost by 16. So my point being, like, it's a natural maturation of a blowout that's going to happen. They don't typically lose quarters by, 15, 20 points to have a bad record. I was on a bad team when I first got in the NBA, Sacramento Kings. And you look up and you're like, oh, we played well that quarter. Oh, we played well. You're down 8 at halftime. Then, okay, they have a nice quarter and they beat you by 8. All of a sudden you're down 16 going into the fourth. And you really didn't feel like you played that poorly. And that's how the Lakers kind of have been throughout the season. That's how Philadelphia is in the season. They're going to be, 3-4 points a quarter. They're going to get beat.
You know, the Lakers got to try to build for the future also. You know, Byron has got to coach his team. I know it's Kobe's farewell tour, but Byron's guys got to sit him down and says, Kobe, we've got to play these young guys because they're not.
You don't think he's done that already?
He's just saying.
Because there's been times where they've been in close games and he's not put Kobe back.
I know, but I'm saying, I'm just piggybacking on what Ernie point he was trying to make. Mm-hmm. Like, Kobe has to, okay, we got to let these young guys get their minutes. It can't be about Kobe out there trying to play 30 minutes a night. Kobe should play 20-ish minutes a night. Well, and as far as shutting him down, Kobe, first of all, he understands he does have an obligation because some of these cities he's going to be going to the last time. But the bottom line is, I tell you what, Reggie had a great point. That young Nance kid can really play. Everybody talk about Russell and Randall, but that kid, Nance, man, his dad was a hell of a player. But he's got a great motor, and he got to play these young guys because once Kobe leaves, we got to see what you got going forward.
52-49 is the halftime score. Golden State trying to stay unbeaten at home. Back with more on the American Express halftime report in just a second.
I'm glad you said we.
Welcome to the American Express halftime report, brought to you by the Premier Rewards Gold Card from American Express.
American Express halftime report highlights Cavaliers' last team to beat the Spurs in San Antonio in the regular season, and Kyrie Irving.
That was a 4-point play.
Knocking down that 3.
This made it worth coming to work tonight.
13-0 run.
Lotto hit him right in the eye.
13-0 run for San Antonio in the fourth quarter. They had trailed by as many as 15 in this game, their largest deficit at home this season.
Old man Riverwalk.
Tough shot.
Not for old man Riverwalk.
San Antonio goes to 35-6. 23-0 at home, 32 straight wins in their building for the Spurs. Oh, that music can only mean one thing. Oh, man.
That's a good one, Thomas.
Tomas. It's actually
Oh, Tomas.
Tomas Salinas.
Hey, man.
That was a good one. Tell your mom I'm on my way after this last segment.
Man, quit talking about people mama, man.
That's 3 times tonight. You can't do that.
I mean, hey, Precious actually is a good-looking girl in the Empire. She looks better. They made her look like that.
That's pretty good, Thomas. Tell your mom I'm on my way.
Tomas.
Have my sandwiches ready with that extra mayo on the side.
Bridge, which links San Francisco with Oakland, home of the Golden State Warriors. Kevin Harlan with Hall of Famer Reggie Miller. We have Allie LaForce on our sideline tonight. Lucky enough to have her. Steph Curry with a wonderful three-point shooting display. 5 of 10. He only took 1, 2, and he took 10 threes.
Well, the total is up to 176 made threes this season, on pace to break his own record of 286 made threes in the season. And we can talk about the ball handling and the wizardry and coming off screens, but a flat-out, dead-eye shooter assassin.
Well, the entire game has been played within a 9-point window. The big lead for the Lakers, 3. Big lead for the Golden State Warriors, 6. We've had 6 times. 14 lead changes. Let's swing it over to Allie LaForce.
Guys, I talked to Luke Walton coming out of the half. I said, how do you get some shots to fall? What'd you tell these guys? He said, you know, it's just a matter of execution. We know it's been a very difficult stretch of games, 5 and 7 days, and it's a combo of not only execution, but these guys being tired and just needing to fight through it.
You know, Allie, one thing about it is we have a foul called down low and away from the ball. It's on the Lakers. It's on Clarkson. Allie, one of the things that the Golden State Warriors are contending with this year is they now have the target on their back. They are no longer hunters. They are the hunted.
Absolutely, and Coach Walton said one of the toughest parts about that is having to try to get better each day and improve on very small things. When you're winning, everything seems good and great, but the really great players, they come to work every day trying to get better no matter how many wins they have on the year, and that's been the toughest part.
Good stuff. They're 3 wins ahead of last year's pace with a twirling Clarkson and Curry there. Nance with the fake and the drive and the scoop and a pick up by Rush.
Yeah, but when you're a good team, you want those type of responsibilities. As Thompson knocks down a 3 from the corner. You want to go into other people's building when you're expected to lose with that bullseye on your back. And, you know, when we played on good teams in Indiana, we wanted to turn the crowd. And that's your whole goal when you're on a good team, is you want to turn the crowd in your favor.
Cross court, Bryant to Williams, fouled by Rush, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, he knew it.
First on Brandon Rush out of Kansas. Well, tonight the NBA on TNT is brought to you by Red Lobster and by the next generation Kia Optima, the official vehicle of the NBA. So we have Lou Williams at the free throw line. They're going to look at this to make sure he was indeed taking a 3. It was signaled as such, but they will go back. Scott Foster taking a look. We've got Curtis Blair and Matt Boland as our officials tonight here in the Bay Area. Golden State, defending champs, as you all know, 18-0 at home, 36 consecutive home wins. Their record 36-3. They're coming off a loss last night in Denver. The LA Lakers are 9-31, road record of 4-19. Reloading, rebuilding season. And by signing a guy like Lou Williams, a 6-man award winner, they kind of feel that he is part of this rebuild. And he's taken 3 because he was taking a 3-point shot.
Well, along with Kobe Bryant and Hibbert, who was brought in as well. So you need those old heads, as they call them, the veteran presence in that Laker locker room to kind of show the Clarksons and the Nance Juniors and the Randalls and the Russells, you know, what's it take to be successful in this league and how to practice hard and how to prepare.
Kobe is watching Thompson. Now they switch and they put Kobe on Green. He pokes it away. Kobe at the other end. Can he save it? Watch out. Holds on to a fan. Tried to brace his fall. 5-on-4. Green. Bogut.
And I'm going to show you the difference between the 18-year-old Kobe versus 37, 38-year-old Kobe. That pass would initially went for a dunk. Kobe would have caught up to that basketball.
Williams, a floater. Got it.
And he's walking gingerly on that Achilles.
Yep. Kobe has already played 18 minutes. He only played 16 the other night against New Orleans. But he did poke this away and got the steal.
Now, young Kobe, that's a dunk. Old Kobe, he might as well just take a seat right there, get some popcorn.
Bogut picked up his first. Williams at the line. Here's your MVP, Curry, with the switch on defense and Nan's on. Here's Green. Rush 3. He had a string of making 19 of 30 three-point attempts through Sunday. This is his 23rd start. He has been taking the place of Barnes, who still is not starting after missing all those games with a bad ankle. But playing well. Matter of time before they put him back in. And the foul is called on Curry as Clarkson is right there. That's the third called on Steph. But that is something that Luke Walton and later on Steve Kerr is going to have to worry about, because they've got Barnes, they've got Rush, and these are two guys worthy of finding starters minutes.
Yeah, but to me, and the reason why they were so successful in winning a championship is when they go to that small lineup with Barnes at that power forward position, it takes this team to a different level. And because of his ability to slash and cut and finish at the rim, because you have the shooting on the floor already with Thompson and Curry, but you need that slashing ability of Barnes versus the shooting of Rush, because you already have the shooting with those other two guys.
Warriors by 5. They've led by 6. 2.5 gone here in the third. Bogut the high screen. Pick and roll and outside. Green. Cutting was Thompson. Kobe got in the way of the pass. Look at the hustle there for Nance. Timeout Los Angeles. This Nance.
Love it.
He is some kind of rookie. 4-year player in college like Draymond Green, and it shows in the NBA, and a timeout in the Bay Area.
Some flavor.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena, where the Warriors have a 5-point lead over the Los Angeles Lakers, and I'm joined now by the Jerry West, who paid an amazing tribute to Kobe Bryant in his last game here at Oracle Arena on the big screen before the game. You got to talk to him before the game. What'd you say to Kobe?
Well, you know, I've known him since he's 17 years old, and obviously time does fly, and to think he's been in the league 20 years. I kiddingly said to him, I said, with many injuries you've had, I said, if you're on some farm, you're like an old horse, they'd probably shoot you. So, but he's had a remarkable career, and someone obviously I've greatly admired for a long time. And, you know, I think it's great when fans appreciate what he's done, not only for the Laker franchise, but for the NBA in particular. And he's left a legacy that's going to be very, very difficult to ever match. But I think the thing that I most appreciate about him was he would play through any injury. He was going to compete at the highest level. You knew that you were never going to get a day off with him out there. And just to kind of reminisce with him, obviously when you work for other teams, you don't stay as close as you once were, but as I say, it was great to see him personally and spend a little time with him.
Back in 1996, when he was 17, like you mentioned, you said it was the best personal workout you had ever seen. What made it the best?
Well, it's pretty easy, honestly, to watch him work out. He just had a skill level that was unbelievable for a kid his age, and the determination that he even showed then. But you know, a lot of times you see young people and you see a lot of terrific workouts, but it was amazing for someone that age to see the skill that he had. But when you looked at him, he had those eyes. There's something about people's eyes that let you know that there's something special there. And he's had the it factor for a long time. And frankly, it's kind of sad for me to see him go. But I know the fans have appreciated all the thrills he's given them, probably all the heartbreaks. They're a visiting team, but just been an amazing player and someone I almost felt like he was my son for a long time.
Those are still the eyes that no defender wants to face. Kevin and Reggie have a question for you. They'd like to know, in that pre-draft trade that you made, what was plan B if that didn't work out? Was there a plan B?
There was no plan B, but we had understood that we had made an agreement to trade him, and you know, say we had the hope that we would be able to sign Shaquille O'Neal. And through a lot of good fortune, obviously his agent Arntel at that time, his parents, for some reason he dropped clear down to 13, and Charlotte needed a center desperately, and everyone thought that, you know, that, oh, this was one of the smartest things. No, it wasn't the smartest thing. We had the big prize as far as we were concerned was Shaquille O'Neal. But I did tell the late Jerry Buss, who was the owner of the Lakers, that I thought we got the #1 pick in the draft, and as it turned out, became this legendary icon, one of the truly great 5 or 10 players of all time in the NBA.
Jerry, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of this game.
Well, I don't enjoy it when when we're not playing very well.
Hopefully that changes.
No, thank you.
Guys.
Allie, thank you very much. Jerry West, Hall of Fame career with the Lakers, 14 seasons. Curry launching a 3. Jerry West was an all-star every single season he played with the Los Angeles Lakers.
I mean, think about that. If you're Kobe Bryant, that is pretty cool to have the GOAT in Michael Jordan and the logo in Jerry West sing your praises. And to take that workout a step further, that Jerry West was there, they had brought Michael Cooper, the great Laker defender, who was a few years retired then, to be the guy to go one-on-one and to work out Kobe Bryant when he was 17. And I've told people that Michael Cooper, Joe Dumars were the toughest defenders I ever had to go and play throughout my career. And Kobe Bryant, and I know I'm going to get killed when I see Michael Cooper, but he put Michael Cooper to shame during that workout. And 10, 15 minutes into it, Jerry West gets up, says, let's go. I've made my decision. And this is against arguably one of the greatest defenders in our game, especially during that time, in Michael Cooper.
They went to Inglewood High School and worked him out. And they had a couple of the media relations staff. Nice move by Clarkson in, and Hibbert will push it back up and through. Clarkson's added a couple of nice plays. 13 for him. Lou Williams has 14. Curry at the other end with another 3. Steph Curry continues to knock him in. He's got 7 hits, and he's got 21 points tonight. Kobe, 4 13, 3, and a rebound by Rush. Green in stride. Rush, 3, book it. "12 three-point baskets made tonight by Golden State, #1 in that category. It's become a gallery here inside Oracle. And the top scorer in the league, Steph Curry, putting his fingerprints on this one. Upcoming national schedule in the NBA, special edition Monday MLK Day. NBA TV special Orlando at Atlanta, 5 o'clock Eastern, TNT. On Monday, we'll have Golden State, Cleveland, Houston, and the Clippers. And for more on that, go to the 153rd consecutive sellout in Oakland, the NBA and TNT tonight, presented by State Farm. Moments ago, Allie LaForce caught up with Warriors interim head coach Luke Walton.
Coach, this game has been neck and neck until that final minute when you started to pull away. How can you continue to set yourself apart in this final quarter?
Well, when we're struggling to score the ball, defense normally gets us out of that funk, and we finally put a couple nice stops together. We get out and run in our transition game, hit some open jump shots. So we'll look to continue to do that.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Warriors shot 65% in that third quarter, 9 points off of 6 Laker turnovers. Here we go, Iguodala alley-oop, looking for Ezeli. Here comes Randall off to Williams. In the middle is Black. Trailing is Russell, and a nice drive inside by Lou Williams. And the fifth member of the Lakers on the floor, Anthony Brown. That's the Laker 5, and that's who's on the floor for the Golden State Warriors. And with that basket, Los Angeles breaks a drought of 3:45 on the clock. Going back to the third without anything from the field.
Another nice outing offensively for Lou Williams. 21 points on the evening.
Livingston with the corkscrew shot. The shooting for the Warriors at 45%. And the Lakers are shooting 43%. Lou Williams has got 21 to lead LA. Russell, 3. Rebound Barnes. And off to Barbosa. Sealy with a screen, and Barbosa will launch the long shot.
I tell people, this Warrior second unit, a lot of these guys could probably start on most teams. And it's always good to have depth, especially when you're chasing championships.
Randall into Barnes, picked up by Iguodala. He's got Barbosa on the side, and look at that nice little weave. Timeout, and the Golden State Warriors have shifted gears. Right now, they've got the biggest lead tonight. Iguodala gets the assist. Barbosa finds the 2. And 18 points, the defending champs on top of the Lakers. We're back in Oakland. Time for the quick to rebound, presented by Chocolate Milk.
And what most teams do, and championship teams do, when you struggle in the first half, shooting 35% for the Warriors, you get the ball to your best players. Now up to 70% in this second half. Better ball movement, man movement, and that's what champions do. They learn to adjust and be able to rebound on the fly to make things turn in their favor.
Clarkson has come in for Williams. Black remains. D'Angelo Russell with the ball. Randall's on top. Brown is in the far corner. Laker 5, updating that almost 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. It was close for 3, but that's when the Golden State Warriors, toward the end of that third, began, as Reg was talking about, break things open, and a foul on Barbosa. On the wing, it's the first on Leandro. Well, the poor three-point shooting not helping the Lakers. It's the 6th consecutive game for LA where they have struggled from 3. Tonight, 3 of 18. That's, about 16-17%. Broken up.
Well, not only are you struggling from 3, make that 3 of 19 from downtown, but your opponent has been lights out. 12 of 29, 41% for the Warriors.
Valley LaForce was talking to Byron Scott earlier in this broadcast, and they're talking about managing the young kids with the departure of Bryant in this farewell season. And that's a beautiful alley-oop, and Ezeli rocks the rim. Pretty pass, and Livingston with the feed. What bad toe, what injury. He's athletic and long, and he can fly with the best of the big men.
But all these guys, these mid-range guys, can throw that alley-oop pass.
They go inside to Randall, knocked away, long arms, knocking it. Iguodala, Livingston, 3 by Barbosa. Randall popped it, picked up by Iguodala. He got whacked across the bridge. And a foul called on Julius Randle, who picks up one for the Lakers right there moments ago. Livingston to the big man.
Well, there's a reason why the Warriors average 30 assists a game. I mean, this offense is a well-oiled machine, and if you set screens and you move and you're open, you're going to get the basketball.
Good pick by Russell. Russell's a rookie. Randall's in his second year. Nance has got the ball. He's a rookie. Clarkson in his second year. Randall on the doorstep over Ezeli, puts it in. And Brown is a young player. Look at the youth on the floor for the Lakers right now.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, Kev.
Oh, it's great. I mean, you've dedicated your season.
It's good if these guys start to evolve and pan out.
Well, the interesting thing is Byron Scott has used tough love with this team, and GM Mitch Kupchak said publicly, he says he likes that Byron Scott has used that style with these young players.
Well, again, I'm an old school guy, and a lot of these young AAU players have never been told no before. They've never really been coached because they've been the best players when they're at such a young age. The ball was just handed to them and said, go play and, make us win. But when you take the next step and you get at the professional level, as you see the Lakers under contract for next season, and tell them to play at the highest level, and you've got a tough coach like a Byron Scott demanding excellence and holding you accountable, well, that's something new for a lot of these young guys.
Russell. And picked up by Barnes, quickly ahead. Barbosa 2-on-2. Iguodala, and he traveled with the ball. But look at Brown, rookie, Russell, rookie. Randall really is a rookie. Played a little bit of game one his rookie year and then broke his leg in the opener against Houston. So, in essence, this is his first full season. Nance, a rookie. I would think if I were a Laker fan, knowing you got a ton of money you're going to be able to spend with Clarkson at the line. There was a second delay of game called on the Golden State Warriors.
And let's face it, too. Do the Lakers really want to win that much? Because if they lose that first-round draft pick, it's lottery protected, top 3 lottery protected. So they're also in the running for the Ben Simmons sweepstakes. The young man, 6'8", 6'9", out of LSU.
Yep, they got a lottery pick if it's in the top 3. After that, you're right, Rick.
It goes to Philly.
It becomes because of the Steve Nash deal. Nash, by the way, is serving as a consultant here in Golden State. Nice shot put up and in by Jordan Clarkson. Very wise pick out of Missouri. He began his college career at Tulsa. Iguodala the drive. Livingston's waiting underneath and surrounded by purple. Crossover, Barbosa the drive.
Well, he may not be the Brazilian Blur, but he has those flash moments to him, Kevin, where he can turn on the Jets.
Another shot put in by Clarkson. So Clarkson has put in 17. We were talking about Barbosa, 6 in the quarter, 15 for the game. And Nance comes up with it, approaching the halfway part of the fourth. Randall got it from Clarkson. So Clarkson picks up his first assist. Randall has 10 points and 7 rebounds and playing one of his better games of late for this Laker team.
And this is the lineup that Byron Scott was telling us in the last few ball games of having Nance Jr. and Randall on the floor at the same time.
When you know you're dedicated to it, you might as well watch it. And if you're going to watch it, you can watch the growth right before your eyes with plays like this by this young Laker team tonight taking on the champs on TNT. Well, we have Derek Carr, who is in the building tonight, the quarterback for the Oakland Raiders, and Charles Woodson, who just retired as a Raider after spending some terrific years in Green Bay, where he was Defensive Player of the Year. We have a couple of very famous 24s, Woodson and Bryant, hanging it up after this season.
Well, think about that. As we look at some of the other retirees that have brought so much joy to so many families and kids throughout the years. Amy Wambach, Charles Woodson, Torrey Hunter, Jeff Gordon. But it's so cool to see celebrities, sports stars, musicians come out for this farewell for Kobe Bryant. We talked about Charles Woodson, Darren Carr. How about Ronnie Lott to our left, the Hall of Fame player for the 49ers. They're all coming out to see number 24 because they remember, and they just want to pay their homage to one of the great players that this game has ever seen.
How about having 2 of the great defensive backs in pro football history in the same area? One with the Raiders, one with the Niners. Ronnie Lott here courtside. There's a look at Kobe, who's probably done for the night, played 25 minutes, and I'm stunned that he played 25 yet. 8 points. Ronnie Lott.
Oh, one of the best, one of the greatest. One of my favorite players back during those 49er days, obviously with Super Joe Montana.
Ryan Kelly is in for the first time for Los Angeles after a stint in the D-League. He is the son-in-law of Bill Cowher, the great Pittsburgh Steelers coach.
Tell me if this is true, not because you covered a lot of football. Is it true that he cut off part of his finger or something like it?
Oh, yeah.
That is, you got to be kidding me.
How about Clarkson from outside? Yeah, that was a show of some real determination.
As nails.
Tape it up. So your fingers falling out. That's okay. Tape it up. Tape it up. Try to get back out there. Kobe's going to come in one more time. He thought he might be done. Then the chance came out. And he'll come back out. Here comes Russell.
Gamer.
Clarkson, three. And it's off of Rush and out of bounds. They wanted one more look at Bryant.
And how many times do you see this? Seriously. I mean, on the road in an opposing building, hearing the chants and getting a standing ovation from one of the greatest to ever get it done, people.
He's gotten some good presence along the way to continue that way. Livingston with the drive. Russell was reaching in and picked up the foul for LA. But the Golden State Warriors are giving Kobe Bryant a magnum of some rare wine and giving he and his family, his wife and 2 daughters, 5 nights at a 5-star resort.
For the 5 championships.
For the 5 championships in Napa, and 5 meals at 5-star dining establishments in the wine country.
And I asked Kobe before the game, can he adopt me? I want to go on that trip, Kevin.
And he quickly said no.
Yes, he did. He shot me down.
Bryant right here. Livingston on him. Kobe the drive and the feed, and Randall picked up by Rush. Steal by Clarkson. Ooh. Russell with a little hold there, a little rondo move, and it was still retrieved by Randall. Julius will take it right into Ezeli and get it to go. One of his better games of late. 12 points, 8 rebounds by Julius Randle.
Well, the degree of difficulty on that shot, especially going into that paint versus a true shot blocker in Ezeli.
Randle, who's defending Ezeli at the other end, is playing with a bone bruise. Here's Randle in his right foot. And we told you about Ezeli's toe issue. He's battling that. Kobe outside, Barnes on him, down low for Ryan Kelly. In and down, and the Tukey puts it in.
When you look at this Golden State Warriors team, you know the answer to this because you do all your studying.
Don't take anything for granted with me. Go ahead.
Who would you think is the 5th leading scorer on this Warriors team?
Well, I know it's going to be someone surprising. Can I look? No. Okay, tell me. I know.
Would you assume that it was Ezeli?
No, I would not. I not. But he indeed is there. We've got a timeout on TNT. In his final appearance at Oracle Arena, the Bay Bridge. There's Kobe, who has mentored a lot. And we saw an instance a little bit earlier in the second half. Clarkson was bringing the ball down and told Kobe where he wanted him to go. Well, Bryant has been pushing for the young players to be assertive. That, as Kobe would tell you, is the first sign of growth. And the fact Clarkson would say that on the floor and Kobe follow is some of the things that Byron Scott continues to look for from this young team.
And a lot of times people will say, well, that was somewhat the knock on Kobe Bryant. He didn't allow his teammates to spread their wings. And I say this, Kobe just expected more and has expected more from his teammates. Take away this season and the last 2 where he was injured. But when Kobe was at the top of his game, he just expected everyone to play the game and prepare and practice, come in early like he did.
Ian Clark has come in and he just fed Barnes. Clark, who had been replacing Barbosa and had played very well for the Golden State Warriors, comes and gets the quick assist. Here comes Bryant. A 3 with a rebound by Barnes. Crowd got excited. Warriors bench has scored all 19 points in this quarter with a runner inside. Ian Clark with an assist and a runner. 10 of 12 the bench, also 8 turnovers in this fourth quarter. Bryant again. Ezeli there.
Next dead ball. I think Kobe's going to be coming out so he can get that last standing ovation here from this Oracle Arena.
Bryant has played 27 minutes. Rush 3. Kobe.
Take the 3, Kobe. Why not?
Oh, what a feed to Kelly, who got it in stride and had it knocked away in a foul. What a nice pass by Bryant. They asked him, do you want to coach? He says, no. I want to tell stories. I want to get involved in film and in books and other ways to tell interesting stories as we take a look at the upcoming NBA national TV schedule. Our friends over at ESPN tomorrow night, the Timberwolves will take on the Thunder and Cleveland will be at Houston. Special edition, Monday, MLK Day, ESPN. Here goes Kobe. New Orleans, Memphis, and NBA Saturday night on ABC, Chicago, Cleveland.
So if you're Ryan Kelly, that's great. If you're Ryan Kelly. Yeah, if you're Ryan Kelly, you got to tie your shoe. Tie your shoe, take your time.
Oh, is that what you do?
Yes,
Okay,
you got to milk it for Kobe Bryant.
I got it.
Yeah.
Stall.
Yeah, you stall.
Stall tactics. There's a foul.
Exactly.
On
Come on now. Kobe's got to. He's got to hit these young kids. Tie your shoe, young man.
Leading vote getter is Kobe Bryant in the Western Conference so far. We're closing in.
Oh my goodness!
Isn't that a great? That's a great graphic, isn't it?
So what do you go with? If you're going to retire a number, if you're going to retire one of Kobe Bryant's number, 8 or 24, the numbers are almost identical.
It's amazing, isn't it? How close they are. They go inside, and Clark once again finds the 2. Well, Mitch Kupchak has said maybe we'll just retire both, and why not?
Do it. I don't want some snotty-nosed kid coming in trying to take number 8. Put them both up there.
Russell. That was a good graphic, and I will tell you folks out there that Reggie came up with that graphic. You thought about that? It was a good one. No, it was good.
I like that.
And how about how and the pictures of a 17-year-old Bryant with a nice 3 put in by Harrison Barnes. The pictures of Bryant, it looked like he hadn't aged at all. Kelly. Randall. Great crew tonight working here in the Bay Area. Our producer, Jeff Randolph, our director, Matt Lipp, our associate directors, Keith Robinson and Celine Sobers. Graphics producers, Jason Ingram and Franklin Cowell. And our statistician, Pat McGrath. And real pleasure tonight we work with Allie LaForce.
We love Allie.
Who's on loan from CBS, part of our NCAA coverage. Did, of course, a magnificent job in the SEC again with Vern and Gary. And she is a true pro, through and through. Real pleasure to have her tonight.
Kevin, look at the people. I know they say they're leaving the building, but everyone is walking by the Laker bench, and in particular by Kobe Bryant. Look at the line that is forming behind them just so they can get a selfie in the background with Kobe Bryant. I mean, this is unbelievable. And this is why he's playing in these games, even though he's hurt.
Kelly. Knocked away, and Ezeli got in the way.
Look at this.
Yeah,
sure they're leaving. Like everyone's trying to get a glimpse of number 21, 24 for the last time.
How lucky is that guy there in that champion shirt to sit right next to Bryant? You've got Sacre right in back of him, his own personal protector. He was inactive tonight.
What has Nick Young done to his hair? What is that?
You know,
oh my goodness! I know the guys in the studio are going to have a Fields Day now. Are you kidding me?
Golden State Warriors shot 67% from the field in the second half. Lights out when they had to be. Here's Clark again. I'm telling you, this kid has earned minutes, and when there was a player down, namely Barbosa, he came in, played well, and you can see he's come off the bench. Russell launching a long one as Healy's got the ball. Clark has come in, put in 6 points, assisted on 2 plays, and has gone 3 of 4. The Golden State Warriors are going to win their 37th consecutive game at home. 19-0 this year inside Oracle, and they're going to go to 37-3 for the season. Russell with the 3, and that'll do it. Golden State beating the Lakers on Kobe's final night in the Bay Area. Long-time teammates. I like the story you told earlier about how no one has worked harder in Luke Walton's eyes. He watches Seth Curry work out. No one has worked harder in his eyes than Kobe Bryant.
Well, you can see the appreciation and the love. And you look at Klay Thompson, a guy that grew up, went to Santa Margarita High School. His dad, obviously a Laker great, and grew up watching Kobe Bryant. And for a chance for him to play against him, especially in his last game in this building, it's got to be an honor.
Steph.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bryant met Steph Curry when he was 19 years old. And he said, I was amazed at how the kid could shoot. That was great.
It is.
That was just great.
Can we do all their games?
Oh. You know, they were competitive too tonight.
Yeah, they were.
For a while.
Last week too.
Let's check out Steph Curry now. Here's our Allie LaForce.
Steph was agreeing with me. He was 19 when he met Kobe for the first time, and now you got to enjoy a moment after the game the last time he played at Oracle Arena. What did you share with each other in that moment?
Just say congratulations. He deserves, all the fanfare and respect that he's getting across the league, and especially here. He told us to chase history. Talking about trying to chase him and all he's done in his career, but he paved the way, and it's nice he gets this reception everywhere he goes.
The team got off to a little bit of a slow start tonight, but started playing more like the Warriors heading into that 4th quarter. You played 5 games in 7 days. How much is fatigue a factor?
Every team goes through it, and the schedule is what it is. You just got to show up every night, try to play your best. Obviously, it took us probably 30 minutes or so to get going, but we opened the game up and got a win. And, this is a tough stretch. We just got to get through it, continue to try to get better, focus on the details on the defensive end that are going to help us win games.
Thank you, Steph. Congrats on the win.
Appreciate that.
Curry was 8 of 16 shooting 3 balls tonight, finishes with 26. 22, Clarkson led the way for the Lakers, and Kobe Bryant had 8 and filled everybody with great memories, lasting memories in his final appearance in the Bay Area. For Reggie Miller, Allie LaForce, and the rest of our terrific TNT crew, Kevin Harlan saying good night from Oakland. You've been watching the NBA on TNT. Exclusive home of All-Star 2016, where Kobe leads the Western Conference in votes. Now let's take you to the award-winning Ernie Johnson in Atlanta.
All right, Kevin.